Hi, welcome to our YouTube channel. This is Migration to Asia Peace. Asylum seekers in Korea go through difficulties due to language barrier and lack of information. Map Speed Peace Board project aims to support asylum seekers to overcome such difficulties and get on with everyday life in safety, covering 10 crucial topics to know, such as application for refugee status, immigration office, health, education and labor. The series has subtitles in English, French, Arabic, and Russian. Disclaimer: the content is not legal advice. If you have any questions, please contact Mark. The first topic of Peace Board is Refugee Status Determination, RSD procedure, divided in two parts. It is very important to learn each step of RSD beforehand, as you can prevent any unnecessary mistakes and mishaps while protecting your rights as an asylum seeker. Today, we will cover not only ongoing RSD process, but also the ones that you may go through in the future. As you can see here, RSD procedures have many steps. If you apply at ports or airports like Incheon International Airport, you need to go through the additional steps shown at the top. If you apply at an immigration office, a branch office, or immigration detention center, you will have an interview and get the first result of the RSD process. If you are denied refugee status, you may file an appeal. If the appeal is not accepted, you may file administrative litigation. Now, let us walk through each step. If you want to apply at the port of entry, you need to express your will to apply for refugee status and get application form during the entry inspection. After you fill out and submit the form, the Ministry of Justice will decide whether to receive the application. The decision will take 7 days after an interview with a public official. If you don't get any result after 7 days, your application is deemed to be received and you are granted entry to Korea. If you are notified of any result within 7 days not granted entry, you need to get help from related organizations. If your application is received, the receipt date will be deemed as the date of application and you will be issued a receipt notice. Now the next step is the most important one. Visit the immigration office or branch office with jurisdiction over your place of stay and change your status to G1-5. A visa for asylum seekers. Keep in mind that receipt of application does not automatically change your status of stay. When your application is rejected at the port of entry, the Ministry of Justice may immediately repatriate or detain you. If so, you also need to get help from related organizations. You can apply for refugee status at the immigration office with jurisdiction over your place of stay, a regional immigration office, an immigration branch office, or an immigration detention center. The RSD process, however, only takes place at 7 regional immigration offices in Seoul, Incheon, Busan, Daegu, Gwangju, Jeju, and Incheon Airport. For each regional immigration office, we will dive deep into the next topic: how to use immigration office. You have 7 documents to submit to refugee status application. First, application for refugee status as a status recognition. It comes in 2 languages, Korean and English. You can download it from www.highkorea.go.kr or use one at the immigration office. Some immigration offices provide application translated in Arabic or Russian, but public officials may refuse to receive an application written in a language other than Korean or English and demand it be written in either Korean or English. If you can get translation services, you need to get help from related organizations. We recommend you make a copy of the application form and keep it to the next step of the RSD process, interview. Together with the application form, you also need to submit your passport, proof of medical examination, proof of residence, mobile phone number, and a passport size photograph which is taken in the previous 6 months. If you cannot submit your passport, you need to hand in a letter of explanation. If you used a false stroke forged passport, you need to submit an explanation letter stating why and how you got the passport. A proof of medical examination should be issued by one of the following: a public health center, 2, a KNTA affiliated hospital, or 3, a hospital designated by the Ministry of Justice. Immigration officers do not provide a list of designated hospitals, but if asked, they will check whether the hospital of your choice is one designated by the Ministry of Justice. Your medical examination includes tests for tuberculosis and syphilis. It can cost around 50,000 to 70,000 Korean won. For more information on the MJO's subsidies for medical exam, please watch the next episode. The medical examination result should not affect your claim for refugee status. Otherwise, it constitutes a human rights violation. In that case, you should report it to human rights groups. Lastly, if possible, please hand in evidence to prove your claim of persecution aside from the application form and the other 5 documents. Remember, you cannot get back those documents once you have submitted them to the immigration office. When you visit the immigration office, bring with you both original documents and their copies so that you can submit the copies and keep the original documents. When you must submit an original document, make sure you keep a copy just in case. If you don't have a copy, you can request one from the immigration office at a fee when you submit the application. Receipt of application does not automatically change your status of stay. As an applicant, you must change your status of stay and your own with the receipt notice you got when you applied, and you will be issued a G1-5 visa. After changing the status of stay, you should apply for residence card. You can either receive the issued residence card by mail or pick up the card yourself. Many people do not know the exact code of their legal status of stay, as their visa is listed as G1 on their residence cards. G1-5 is issued for asylum seekers. G1-6 is issued for humanitarian sojourners who are not granted refugee status but given a stay permit on humanitarian grounds. G1-12 is issued for spouses and underage children of G1-6 visa holders. Underage children born in Korea to the parents holding G1-5 visa can receive G1-99. For your information, those who are granted refugee status can obtain the F2-4 visa. F2 is a visa for residents. Among their family members, the spouse and underage children can be issued an F1-16 visa. F1 is a visa for visiting and joining family. After the application, the immigration office with jurisdiction over your place of stay will notify you of the date of the interview via phone, SMS, or mail. Depending on the details of your case, it may take a few weeks at the least and over a year at most before the interview. If the immigration office calls you to an interview, 3 consecutive absences will automatically terminate the RSD process. This is why applicants must immediately report to their immigration office and change of address or mobile phone number. Such timely updates help ensure you won't miss important notices from the immigration office, including your interview date, and you'll be better prepared for the next steps. You can submit additional documents to prove your claim of persecution during or after an interview, as you are told or to turn off your phone or put it outside during the interview. You should print out evidentiary documents or videos in advance. When your address is changed before an interview, your case will be handed over at the immigration office with jurisdiction over the newly moved place of stay. The RSD process, including the interview, will be conducted at the new immigration office. That is why you need to check thoroughly with immigration office notified you of the interview date. On the other hand, if your address is changed after the interview, the RSD process will be conducted at the original immigration office where you first applied for refugee status. Based on your application and additional documents, the immigration office will interview you and conduct further investigation. Finally, you will be given a written notice of decision. The immigration office will call or message you to come and pick up the decision later. If you are granted refugee status, you will be issued a certificate of refugee status and obtain an F2-4 visa. If your application is refused, you will be given a notice of refusal and reasons for refusal letter RFRL, written in Korean. You should read through what the RFRL says with the help of the others. When the RFRL gets lost, you can get it reissued. The notice of decision may have the following terms. You have been given the status of humanitarian sojourner on humanitarian grounds. In this case, the applicant doesn't qualify as a refugee under the Act, but the person is granted the humanitarian stay permit. The applicant then shall obtain the status of humanitarian sojourner and they change their visa to G1-6. In case you are denied refugee status, you can file an appeal for more information about the procedures from an appeal and after the appeal of procedure rights of asylum seekers. Please watch the next episode, RSD Procedure Part 2. If you have any questions about today's episode, feel free to contact Migration to Asia Peace. Thank you.